There's a pretty one, Ulysses. There it is.
Hello BookTube, I'm Sean the Book Maniac. Welcome back to my channel and another wee book haul. I have bought some new lights that have solved the lighting problem in the living room. So I'm going to have more videos here in the living room from now on. So 3 books as per usual. The first one, I'm going to be starting a buddy read of this later this month. It's a collection of essays, Why Didn't You Just Do What You Were Told, by Jenny Diski. And this was put onto my radar, and the buddy read will be with Nicola, who used to have her own BookTube channel, but the name of that channel, it's long gone, and it also had a podcast, Nicola, I'm sure many of you. She's been on my channel before, and she is a huge Jenny Diski fan. I've forgotten what Nicola has told me about Jenny Diski, but she was a British writer, she was a columnist, and I'm not sure what other kinds of writing she's done, but this is a collection of her essays, many or all of which were published in the London Review of Books. I think this is the last book of Jenny Diski's to be published, and it's maybe the last book that Nicola has left to read. And so I'm going to be buddy reading it with her, and I'm going to be buddy reading it with her and another Scottish bookish friend who's been on my channel a time or two, Mindy. I'll read the first 2 paragraphs of the first essay. The first essay is called Moving Day. Moving Day. My ex-live-in lover will come this afternoon to move his things out, 18 months after moving in. First thing, I wave the daughter off to Ireland with her dad for an Easter holiday of dozing sheep and castrating lambs on a friend's farm. Apparently, they use elastic bands. Father and child might be having me on. What do I know, born and raised in the Tottenham Court Road? I will have 3 whole weeks alone in my flat. It hasn't happened since LIL, that's live-in lover. It hasn't happened since LIL moved in. I have a scratchy feeling of excitement in my head as I anticipate the next 21 days. Is this true? There must be sadness at the breakup. Am I telling myself lies? No. The sadness is there all right, but in a different compartment from the excitement. I put both on hold until the clearing out is done. Well, that's quite wonderful. Here is an Irish novel that I've heard rave reviews of. Came out last year, I believe. Claire Kilroy's Soldier Sailor, published last year. Apparently, it is Claire Kilroy's first novel in more than 10 years. Early days of motherhood is the theme, and it's supposed to be absolutely incredible. Later this year, this is going to be a buddy read with Sonia of An Enthusiastic Reader. We were going to do it in March for the Irish Readathon, but the US edition doesn't get published till later in the year, so we'll do it later in the year. Here's the first couple paragraphs. Well, sailor, here we are once more, you and me in one another's arms. The earth rotates beneath us and all is well, for now. You don't understand yet that what we share is temporary, but I do. I close my eyes and I understand. Past midnight, I am the only one awake in the house. You cause me such trouble, but look at you, just look at you. Delicious, a passing woman once remarked, and I held you a little closer. I tell you all the time that I love you, but it's not enough. I love you, yes? I love you, okay? I love you. Are you listening? Do you understand? I'll exhaust whatever time we have left together, pummeling you with this assertion, and never feel I have driven home my point. What is wrong with me? And finally, this is an essay collection by a Canadian writer, The Call of the Red-Winged Blackbird, Essays on the Common and Extraordinary by Tim Bowling. This was part of one of my university library book hauls. I loved what I read from it so much that I have my own copy. This was put onto my radar by Lindy of Lindy's Magpie Reads. It came out in 2022, and he lives in Edmonton. There's nature writing and literary essays. I'll read you the opening paragraph, it's quite long, of the essay entitled The Floating Library. My family was poor, but we didn't live in poverty. My father made a subsistence living from the commercial salmon fishery at the mouth of the Fraser River, and my mother sometimes clerked in the 5 and dime store when the domestic budget required a boost. If poverty is living without hope of an improved situation, we didn't live in poverty, because each fishing season promised, if not riches, at least something better. The life cycle of the Pacific salmon works on a 4-year, sometimes 5-year cycle, which means that different runs of the fish return from the ocean to the rivers of their birth at different times. A fishing family, therefore, learns to budget according to natural rhythms, to the caprices of wind and tide, and to the mysterious and ancient link between starlight, rain, ocean, and the salmon's genetic code. Unfortunately, given the human interference in these rhythms, pollution, clear-cut logging, overfishing, government mismanagement, etc., a fishing family's income, or at least my family's, always involved a considerable amount of unpredictability. If we counted on a large return of Stewart River sockeye, for example, that return might be surprisingly small. Or perhaps the Federal Department of Fisheries, for some reason known only to the Ottawa-appointed minister in charge, would close the river. We never really knew what to expect, either year by year or tide by tide. It was a perilous way to make a living, and it's no exaggeration to say my family's economic challenges lie behind every word I've ever committed to print. That is a powerful opening. Well, they all sound pretty darn good. Which of them appeals to you? Thanks for watching.